The purpose of this entire TV show is to give business owners real-life tools to improve business, bring customers in the door, and find success. One of the best ways to learn is by hearing from those who have overcome the challenges by creating opportunities. Andy Dodson of Edward Jones joins me, and Dan Long of the Sandbox Group. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for being with us.
Good morning.
We talk about financial planning and those in that industry specifically. We know there have been some significant challenges over the course of the last several years.
You bet. Yes. Well, what do you know? I mean, it's like any other industry, but this industry seems to, it does this, right, just with the markets. And Andy and I were talking, you know, what's one of the challenges you face, and one of the challenges is just consumer confidence, investors' confidence. So maybe you can describe that just a little bit.
Well, it's no secret that investor confidence is low today, just like consumer confidence is. So one of the things that we really have been focusing on is reevaluating clients' risk tolerance. And you know, we're in a difficult economic environment, to be sure. Yeah. But we're also in a recovery, although slow. And so things are slowly improving.
Yeah. And I'm really, you know, I deal with a lot of businesses, at least a dozen businesses a week. I'm in front of these folks talking about payrolls, talking about opportunities, talking about marketing, and I'm sensing, I think we're coming out of this. I know they say we're coming out of a recovery, but I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. And the good news is, I don't hear a noise with it. Now, when you hear a loud noise, it's usually a freight train coming. But I am seeing, with employers that I'm dealing with right now, they're cautiously optimistic. Some things, some tax cuts, and some things I'd like to see happen.
But you mentioned that you're talking about payroll, things like that, and you specifically mentioned risk tolerance. What are some of the ways that you have turned that challenge into an opportunity in working through communicating, opening up lines of communication, and discussing that idea of risk tolerance, both on the personal aspect of advising, and then as far as what businesses are working through?
Well, individual investors are definitely working through this recession. And risk tolerance for most investors has changed over the last few years, which is not a bad thing. Investors are taking more time to really drill down and come to the conclusion of where their risk is. And then we are trying to help them allocate their investments accordingly so that they can continue to recover. You know, the interesting thing about, you know, interest rates and market conditions today, we all know that interest rates are at all-time low, but what most investors don't realize is that a 1% CD will take 72 years to double your money.
Wow.
We can't lose sight of our long-term needs for retirement just because of the environment we're in today.
Yeah, absolutely. Good advice. Andy Dodson, Edward Jones, Dan Long, the Sandbox Group, thank you both so much for being with us today. And good points to ponder for us. And when we return, a look ahead to the coming week on the news front and our 3 challenges for you out of this program.